Emily never missed a Friday. Every Friday at exactly 6 p.m., she sat on the same old wooden bench beside the small lake where she and Daniel had first met 3 years earlier. People thought she was waiting for someone who would never return. Maybe they were right. 3 years ago, Daniel was just another customer at the bookstore where Emily worked. He bought a novel every Friday, but he always spent more time talking to Emily than looking at books. One rainy evening, Daniel smiled and said, "If you ever need a reason to smile, meet me at the lake next Friday." She laughed, but she went. That single meeting turned into dozens. Every Friday became their day. They dreamed about buying a little house with a white fence, a golden retriever, and a bookshelf filled with stories they would read together. Then life changed. Daniel received an opportunity to work overseas for 1 year. "I'll come back," he promised. "No matter what happens." Emily hugged him tightly. "I'll be waiting." For the first few months, they talked every day. Then the calls became shorter. The messages became fewer. Eventually, silence. Everyone told Emily that Daniel had forgotten her, but deep inside she refused to believe it. Emily kept returning to the same bench every Friday. Rain soaked her clothes. Winter winds froze her hands. Summer heat burned the wooden seat. Still she came. Her best friend, Sarah, pleaded with her. "Emily, it's been 3 years. You deserve to be happy." Emily smiled softly. "I am happy, because I still have hope." One Friday evening, as the sun disappeared behind the trees, an elderly man slowly walked toward her. "Are you Emily?" he asked. She nodded. The man reached into his coat and handed her a small envelope. "He asked me to give you this. Only if he never returned." Emily's heart began to race. With trembling hands, she opened the envelope. Inside was a handwritten letter. "Dear Emily, if you're reading this, something didn't happen the way I planned. A few months after arriving overseas, I became seriously ill. The treatment lasted much longer than anyone expected. I lost my phone, my job, and every way to contact you. But I never stopped loving you. Every night I imagine sitting beside you at our lake again. If I cannot come back, please don't spend your life waiting for me. Smile again. Live the beautiful life we dreamed about. Loving you was the greatest blessing of my life. Forever yours, Daniel." Tears rolled down Emily's face as she finished reading the letter. Emily held the letter tightly against her heart. For years, she had believed that love alone was enough to keep hope alive. Now she finally knew the truth. She looked across the quiet lake, wiping away her tears. Then she heard a familiar voice behind her. "You're still here." She froze. Slowly she turned around. Standing a few steps away was Daniel. He looked older and thinner than she remembered, and he leaned on a walking cane. But his smile was exactly the same. Emily dropped the letter and ran toward him. They hugged each other without saying a single word. Sometimes, silence tells the greatest love story. Daniel explained that after years of treatment and recovery, he had finally become strong enough to travel home. The first place he wanted to visit was the lake where he had made his promise. "I told you I would come back," he whispered. Emily smiled through her tears. "And I told you I'd be waiting." Months later, they bought the little house they had dreamed about, adopted a golden retriever, and filled their home with books. Every Friday evening, they returned to the same bench. Not to wait anymore, but to remember that true love is built on hope, patience, and keeping promises. The end.